Welcome on in. Yes, indeed. It is G. Bush here with you on an episode of the Barber Shop, man. We want to appreciate everybody for tuning in, popping in on me. As you can see, the Kool-Aid Mafia gang is in the building. Today, we got a great show for you. We're gonna get it going. If you know we did really big numbers on Ultimate Cleveland Sports Show. Make sure everybody out here hear me. We ready to go. Let's check in the chat, see what we got going. Let's go. I see you. Let's get it done. Let's get it done. I just need to make sure everybody is in with me, checking in on me. And so before we get off into it, if you're new to the channel, please like and subscribe. The Barbershop is here every single Monday and every single Wednesday here on the Ultimate Cleveland Sports Show. And we do that up every single week. Browns get a big-time victory. Big-time victory for the Cleveland Browns. Let me make sure I got this up and right. We got a great show popped up. Browns, they did what they needed to do. One of the most exciting times I've ever been a part of with the Cleveland Browns, just because of just how well they're playing defensively. We got a lot to get to. First of all, we are definitely going to get to your super chats question and answer. So if you guys want to get involved with the show, we're big on getting people involved, hearing what you want to say, getting your reaction. The easiest way to do that is you can definitely super chat, cut the line, we'll get you right on. We will also be showing the question and answers, and we will be getting to that as well. So get those questions ready to go so you can just get right in line and so we can get you together. Also, we're going to talk about it on the show. Is this defense for the Cleveland Browns not just a great defense, but an all-time great defense? We'll get into that. You'll be kind of surprised what I think. I'm a knee-jerk reaction dude, but the Cleveland Browns are definitely doing some good big-time things, especially when it comes to the defense. Listen, this is a topic also that I think people haven't touched down on a lot. Amari Cooper, quietly, if you look at Amari Cooper, he's becoming one of the best receivers the Cleveland Browns have ever had, especially what they gave up to get him. Is Amari Cooper undervalued in our world? Is he undervalued in what we want to do? And is he undervalued for the Cleveland Browns as well? We're going to definitely talk about that a little bit too. But first, before we do any of that, we got to get to Deshaun Watson and his progression. Because prior to this, there's been a lot of talk and a lot of stuff about Deshaun Watson, what he is, what he isn't. Is he ever going to get back to the Houston form? Is he ever going to get there? And I know a lot of people have a sigh of relief. Sigh of relief when it comes to Deshaun Watson. I threw it out there, and a lot of people, take a look at my last blog that I put up during the week, about 3 days ago. And a lot of people didn't understand where I was going with it. And now I'm vindicated. Now I feel like I'm clairvoyant. I got my crystal ball back. Because if you go back in what I said on Wednesday, and I talked about what Deshaun Watson needed to do to get back on track, I compared it to the Baker Mayfield playbook. Now, a lot of people went crazy. Oh my gosh, why do we got to keep talking about Baker? It's always Baker. When you're talking about me and how I do stuff in the barbershop, I'm trying to get you to think on a different level. I'm not doing surface level things. I'm trying to just give you an analogy so you understand in the context. If I told you that Deshaun Watson needs to run a West Coast offense and mixed with a little bit of the air raid, and then I want to see him in the K-gun. What the heck does that mean to people? The West Coast offense, the K-gun, air raid, what is that? What does that mean as an offense? So what I'm trying to do for you guys is I'm sitting here trying to tell you and give you a picture of what it looks like that you're familiar with. We all know when Baker Mayfield was here and he was successful. We had him and watched him 59 games here as a starting quarterback. You knew what Baker was good when he was doing bootlegs, he was getting comfortable, throwing the ball, dinking and dunking, getting guys motivated, getting guys moving around. You knew what it looked like. He was successful doing those type things. So when I compared Deshaun Watson to Baker Mayfield, it wasn't just a situation that I was talking about specifically. I wasn't specifically talking about Deshaun Watson and Baker Mayfield. I'm talking about the concepts and the plays that they were going to run. And when I was in that blog, I said, get him comfortable. Get him out there and some quick stuff, screens, play action early. And that's exactly what Kevin Stefanski did. He didn't just put him in 5 wide. He didn't just sit him back there behind the offensive line. What he really was able to do was he was able to slow down that pass rush and give Jed Wills a little bit of a breather. Because when you're out there on the edge and everybody knows it's pass, you're going to get the guy's best pass rush move. You're going to get that every single time and twice on Sunday. So when you run the ball and when you're able to have the controlled passing game, like I predicted that's what they should go to, you end up with great numbers like this. Let me get my numbers up here. Because, we like to visualize this thing. Take a look at he plays so masterful. When you do that, you got an opportunity to actually put up numbers like this. Deshaun Watson versus Titan, 27 of 33. 289 yards, 78.6 QBR, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions. By the way, the barbershop got the best graphics in the game, bar none. Stop playing with us. Ain't nobody giving you this right here. The best graphics in the game, and you know what it is. You know what it's a barbershop when the graphics looking good. But Deshaun Watson played brilliant. And that was because he was comfortable. That's because you started off slow. And you can always add to it. You can always, once he gets comfortable, add to it. And I gave the analogy the last time, just because you got a luxury car, it don't mean that luxury car don't need maintenance after a while. I know how it feels. When you're paying $600-700 for a luxury car, you don't be wanting to hear, oh, I got to go to the mechanic. Oh, the engine light is on. The transmission light is on. You don't be wanting that. You don't want no parts of that. You just feel like, because I'm paying this amount of money, I shouldn't have to go get no oil changes every 5 minutes. But ain't it funny, though, if you had a beater, if you had an old beat-up car, guess what? You ain't got no problems going to get that changed because it's 186,000 miles on it. And guess what? You don't got a car payment. So you necessarily, all right, go ahead, do your thing. Whatever. I'll take that around here because I know that I'm rolling until the wheels fall off. But you got to understand the car is still a car. All of them need maintenance, and it's just like quarterbacks. Just because Deshaun Watson getting $230-some-odd million does not mean you put him in 5 wide and say, hey, let's be Warren Moon, throw the ball 90 times a game. That's not going to be conducive, especially if they do not have Nick Chubb. Especially if that is what they're talking about and you don't have Nick Chubb. I look at it like this. Let me get this together. And I ask you this question as we get ready to go to some of our comment section. Is Deshaun Watson all the way back? Is he all the way back for you? Do you need to see more? Or do you think, oh, I never had any questions about it because I knew what he was? And most importantly, when will the fans be all in? Because right now there's some people at arm's length distance, right? That are like, that was one game, but I don't know if I could do it. It was one game. Let me see what he do against the Ravens. It was one game, but that team wasn't that good. Are you waiting or are you in right now? Get in the comment section. We're going to come to you guys right now. Deshaun Watson had his best game as a Cleveland Brown. Where are you at? Are you all in? Do you need to see a couple more games? Where are you at with that? Mind you, we will get to the super chats as well. Let me check some of our comments here. Let's get to them. We already got one super chat here, man. Here we go. Let's get to it. We do these right now, man. Matthew Culpa, thank you so much for the super chat. We appreciate you. Watson is back. He needed that game. Now let's stack him. Keep up the amazing work, G. Bush. Love what you do. Thank you so much. I appreciate you out there. All those that support me over here, as well as UCSS over at 92.3 The Fan. You know what the barbershop is, man. And you know what? Big shout out to the Kool-Aid Mafia. We get new members every single day, man. Every single day. Is Deshaun Watson all the way back? Let's get to some of your comments. Hey, by the way, it is a great graphic. Hey, we do all, listen, not to toot my own horn or anything. We do, listen, this is a one-man operation. I'm putting up the graphics. I do the graphics. I do the music bed. I do the editing. See, I take pride in it. I like to be the maestro. I print the t-shirts. I got logos. I got the stop playing. Rest of y'all better catch up. Y'all be going home after y'all be done. You better stop going home. That's how I count y'all. I know some young dude out here trying to get me right now, but I digress, man. I digress. Let's see. You guys, is he back? Phil Bowman, he is on the Yellow Brick Road on his way to see The Wiz. What a great movie. Shout out to The Wiz. Shout out to The Wiz. One of the great videos, man, as well. Shout out to them. CJ says, DW4, finding his groove, I'm all in. Let's see, we got somebody here. 80 Alpha Juliet says, won't be happy till he's in the Super Bowl. Well, look, I agree. I think everybody's expectation level is Super Bowl with Deshaun Watson, but this was the first time he gave you that feeling. Before I told people, I'm a little nervous. Some bout in my stomach. I had to pray and say, good Lord, please let our good brother Deshaun Watson come out this, because I was hot after the Pittsburgh game. I know a lot of y'all was. Let's see. Man of Honor 216 says, never doubted him. Never doubted him. Let's get one more in here. Rockison 1187. The problem is he had his best game as a Brown following the worst 8 games of his career, so he's got more to do. You know, some people, you feel that way. Brandon Smith, I had no doubt people never play sports, always got an opinion. 2 years out of football ain't no joke. It's only 8 games he played, and everybody is panicking. I'll tell you what I will let you know this. I even was on the other side of the spectrum too. Because when he came back, I was ready to go. I said, Deshaun Watson going to run these games off. I underestimated the speed of the game and how difficult it is to get guys ready to go. How difficult it is to be in regular shape, to be able to read defenses and to come back and do exactly what you do. It is very difficult to do that. So I will say that. So for the most part, we will check back in on Deshaun Watson on Wednesday. Make sure you check us out on Wednesday. We will be getting you ready for the Baltimore Ravens. It's the de facto preview show. I'll be right here in the barbershop doing my thing. You never know who's going to show up. Shout out to Leroy Horde and Darren Smith, who helped me with the pregame show. You never know who I'm going to bring in to talk a little bit about the pregame. So that preview will be up and ready to go on Wednesday. 188 people in here. Keep hitting that like button. Hit the like button for you, bro. Make sure you make the barbershop one of the best supported shows on the Ultimate Cleveland Sports Show. Coming up here in a little bit, we are going to definitely get back on into it. Let's talk a little Amari Cooper. I think Amari Cooper has been a very pleasant surprise, and I think a lot of people is not talking about it. We'll come back and get into that. It is G. Bush in the barbershop here on the Ultimate Cleveland Sports Show YouTube channel. What's up, fellas? It's G. Bush as always, man. We definitely got a show. Love to our Patreons. If you want to become a Patreon, you want to become a member, make sure you hit us up. I have the link in the description. We always like to shout out our Patreon. Our MVP tier, it starts with Greg Smith. We did get 4 new Patreon members last week, so shout out to you guys. I'm going to update the list of these guys on Patreon so you can get recognized too. Amari Spence, Robert Norman, Bradley Thomas Bruns, Gail Mail, Spencer Mahone, Aaron, Brandon, Russell Edwards, Timothy Tyree, Anthony Perry, and Howard Vanna. So thank you so much for becoming a member of the Barbershop Patreon. We'll continue to do that. And thank you so much for your support, because without you, we wouldn't be able to put our time into these great looking graphics and all this cool stuff that we're doing. So thank you very much. If you can't be a part of the Patreon, you know how you can support the show? Just give me that simple like button. Just hit me with the simple like button, and that will work. So the link will be in the description. Thank you to all of those guys. Keep it locked on the show. Coming up here, we will let you know how to win some of these barbershop t-shirts free of charge. We're getting them out. We got 4 new winners that we shipping them out. If you want to be part of the Kool-Aid Mafia, keep it locked. We'll get you in here and we'll find out a way to get some of these t-shirts to you. We'll be doing that all coming up in just a moment. Welcome back on in. We right back at you with the barbershop. And, we talked about it. Amari Cooper, he had a big game last game. He has been a very pleasant surprise for me. I think Amari Cooper is a guy that people don't give his just desserts because he's a little quiet. He don't really say much. He don't do much, but he showed me a lot because he could have held out. He could have sat out with that groin injury. But what he's done is he's elevated himself to a point where he's not just a throwing guy. He's a major part of this offense. He's a major part of what they want to do. And I was excited to see Deshaun Watson at the end of the game be able to put a team away by throwing the football. And all you can see is that excitement level. Him and Deshaun Watson, Watson is hype. He's chest bumping with Kevin Stefanski. And that's a really big part of getting his confidence. But Amari Cooper is just a silent assassin. The way he tap dances on people, the way his footwork, his release game is crazy. And when you look at him, nobody mentions him as one of the main players. When we talk about the Browns, and rightfully so, these are great players, we mentioned Nick Chubb. We mentioned Myles Garrett. We also mentioned guys like Denzel Ward. We mentioned the big names, the heavy hitters, Joe Bitonio. But we never really give that justice to Amari Cooper. All he does is come out there with gear on that is not flashy. By the way, you need to let me dress you, Amari Cooper. Listen, you ain't got no sleeves. You ain't got no spat. You ain't got no towels. You ain't got nothing. I'm surprised you got gloves on. You look like a high school guy that just showed up in the pros and did not get the memo that we have gear that you can wear. How's about a visor or shield, Amari Cooper? You're like, no, I'm good. I'm straight. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. Amari Cooper is quietly putting up some of the best numbers that we've ever seen from a Browns receiver. Even go back in the day, Webster Slaughter, Reggie Langhorne, Brian Brennan, even Ozzie Newsome was a tight end. Jarvis Landry. You look at Odell Beckham Jr. I mean, Amari Cooper had over 1,100 yards last year, had a very good game coming up here yesterday against the Titans. Had a really good game. It's a matter of fact, he had such a good game, I had to get that man a graphic. Stop playing with me. Had to get him the graphic. Amari Cooper played his tail off yesterday versus Titans, 7 receptions. 16.6 yards per average of a catch, 116 yards, 8 targets, 1 touchdown, 43 was his longer yesterday. And I'm going to tell you what, he just does it so smooth and so easy, effortlessly. He's not a burner, and he would have had more yards than that if they wouldn't have robbed us. You heard me on Ultimate Cleveland Sports Show talk about it. They smooth robbed this man of a whole touchdown. Talk about he stepped out. I'm not going to get into it. I done spent 2 blogs talking about it, and I was ranting about it earlier. I'll have to say on this platform, I'm telling you, like, it's a Browns thing. I know people don't want to say, oh, well, G. Bush, you over-exaggerating. Other teams get this. No other team got Bottlegate. No other team ran a play, and the referee went back 2 plays to say incomplete pass. Never happened. Remember when Duke Johnson was fumbled against the Washington Commanders? They point to the direction and say the Washington Commanders got the football, and Duke Johnson is standing there with the ball in his hand like, look, I got the ball. How you gonna say this way? Come on, man. Listen, we could go back to the Raiders game with Carlos Hyde a couple of years ago when they were out in Oakland. We got robbed on the 4th and inches. It always happens. But I'm telling you what, he would have even had a bigger game with that. But even with that being said, had a spectacular game. And just he really, He really does not get the just desserts. I think he's a guy, and the thing that irks me a little bit too is this. I get tired of always looking at guys and guys telling me, oh, we're not going to be able to pay that person. I've never seen such cap gurus. I mean, these guys really, I went to high school with you. You got C's in algebra. How did you become a capologist? How did you get the collective bargaining agreement and run that down? Because every time we get somebody, we already talk, well, Amari Cooper, $19 million, they're not going to be able to pay him. Well, you said the same thing about Jarvis and Odell. You can't pay two receivers $15 and $17 million. Well, good gracious, who you want to? You can't pay Nick Chubb all that money. You can't pay a running back that much. Listen, guys, here's what I'm going to say. Enjoy him while he's here and talk about what he's doing on the field. And what he's doing on the field right now is becoming the number one receiver for the Cleveland Browns. And he's one of the most reliable, hardworking, silent, quiet guys that all he does is run routes and catch the football. And I love it. Absolutely love it. Let's get to some of your comments on Amari Cooper. When I look at it, I think he's very undervalued. I think he's a guy that really does it justice. I think he runs really great routes. He's not going to be somebody that you're going to look up and say, oh my gosh, Amari Cooper's just killing us. But every time you look up, guess what he got? 7-8 catches. Thought he had a real good game in Pittsburgh, even with the growing injury. I'm like, man, you're not that fast, but you always open. Catches the football, reliable, good blocker. Guy in the locker room, he ain't going to give you nothing. He's not going to say nothing, right? Not going to. And he is one of the guys that is going to act like he's been there. You know, it's a lot of y'all cats out there that want you to hand the ball to the referee, don't say much, and just go out and let your actions speak louder than your words. He's one of those guys. 263 people here. Hit the like button for your boy. Hit that like button for your boy. Let's get to some of these comments. See what you guys think on Amari Cooper. Where we at? Let's keep it rolling. We got a lot of them in here. Where we at? 80 Alpha Juliet says Amari is better call Ohio State Patrol. He got robbed. Yeah, he got robbed twice. Let's see. And ladies G, we have a diverse group in the Kool-Aid Mafia. Hey, we listen, we got one of the most diverse groups. The ladies is in the Kool-Aid Mafia. They show me so much love, man, when they come. Don't act like the ladies don't be showing approving. We got the brothers in the house. We got everybody in the house. And by the way, we get people watching from South America, Europe, Australia, all over the place supporting. So I appreciate every one of y'all, man. Every one of y'all. Let's get this. You got Amari Cooper. Let me see what we say. Ah, man. Hey, King Bees, what's up, man? Cooper really like that. He is. He's one of them dudes, too. And and I don't understand because he don't look athletic. Like, we've all played football before where you mess around and you get off the bus and you look and it's a guy that got all the Under Armour stuff on. He looked like a ninja. He out here looking like he's looking like Shredder. I'm like, who is this Shredder receiver out here? Look the part. Got all the gloves, all the tape, but he get out there and it's terrible, horrible. You're like, you look like an Under Armour model. You're not a ball player. Amari Cooper is the exact opposite. Amari Cooper get out there with Timberlands on, no gloves, and a random apron, and he's cooking everybody. He's cooking everybody. He does his thing. KR Thunder says Coop talking to Deshaun Watson about what he see is. I think he actually, I don't even hear him talking. He be whispering most of the time. Hey, I was open on that play. You can hit me if you want to. Cats is crazy, man. Let's see, man. Let's get some more. And Cooper been wearing them same Nike cleats since he came into the league. Them same Alabama joints. Them same 2012 boys. Them is actually, to be truthful, the Nike representative knocked on his door. It's like, hey, Amari, hey, you know those are lineman cleats? you do know those cleats weren't made for receivers. He's like, I know, I just like them though. They're secure in my ankles. Them same old cleats. Oh man, Ken C. Amari Cooper is elite. His cleats ain't elite. His cleats is not elite, but he is. He is. I will give you that, man. I will definitely. Let me get one more in here on Amari Cooper. Let's see. Y'all got so many comments in here. Thank y'all for supporting, man. Quiet Dude says Coop sending video clips to Watson at the house. Yeah, I don't think he communicates. I think he writes them on like notes. He might send an MP4 or something like, yeah, I'm gonna just send you a recording. He's like, Amari, you standing next to me? No, I just prefer to do it that way. Watching Amari Cooper is like watching OG Schooling Youngblood smooth like a baby's bottom. Frank, shout out to you. I appreciate you. 293 people in here. Make sure you hit the like button. We still got a lot to go. We'll be rocking with you for an hour, so we got a half hour to go. We will be in the mix on this one, and let's get this. How's about we do this? How's about we set this up? Let me go ahead and get to some of the winners that we gave out. We've up to 6 new Kool-Aid Mafia members. We're gonna shout those guys out, and don't forget, coming up, we'll talk about this defense. Is this defense one of the greatest you've never seen? I know it's hyperbole, and a lot of people may be hating on it, but it might be. We'll come back and talk about it. It's G Bush here on the UCSS YouTube channel. And like I always said, we talked about, we got to give congratulations out to the barbershop shirt giveaway winners so far. Listen, this has been a really tremendous thing, man. Like I tell you, I'm out here. I like to get it collected. You know what I'm saying? I'm a person that is always going to be out here about the people, and you can't be about the people if you're not giving back to the people. So this has been a very successful thing. All these winners have been announced right here on the show, and they got it in for free. All you got to do is listen. Listen, and you find out. You get the code word of the day, and you might be that next lucky person getting this Kool-Aid Mafia gear right here. We got the hoodies out as well. So let's shout these guys out. These 6 people, they're getting their shirts. I think Jameson and Derek already have theirs, but the next 4 are on the way. So shout out to these new Kool-Aid Mafia members: Jameson Meyer, Derek Downtown Dansby. Shout out to Cincinnati and Bowling Green. We all out in Texas. Andrea Russo in Carrollton, Texas. She won, a barbershop gear. She won the Kool-Aid Mafia shirt. Mark Mantilla, we out in Gardner, Kansas. Shout out to him. He got his barbershop gear. He got his Kool-Aid Mafia shirt. We sent a Kool-Aid Mafia shirt. Brianna Zimmerman, Amherst, Ohio. And finally, Emma Lewis, Moorhead, Kentucky. As you can see, no one does it like over at the barbershop. See, that's the problem with you other guys out there. Y'all, I would say y'all step your game up, but y'all don't got no clothes. I'm the only dude in the game that got the gear. I'm the only dude. We got the barbershop gear you can get, the Kool-Aid Mafia gear you can get. It's all about branding and imaging. And if you weren't lucky enough to get it, you could always purchase the barbershop gear or Kool-Aid Mafia at www.bushlinebeauty.com/barbershop. We done went viral. They done took all the designs. It's all in China, and they done took it and they bootlegged it. But always remember, unless he got the barbershop pole on the sleeve, it's not authentic. It's not authentic. Shout out to you 6 people for winning. And guess what? Coming up, I'm going to give you an opportunity with the code word of the day so you can be entered to get a Kool-Aid Mafia shirt as well. And it's all courtesy of me, the leader of the Kool-Aid Mafia and the barbershop. Make sure you check that out. Yes, we're back indeed, man. back in the Browns defense shut down the Titans, and it was a beautiful thing. I mean, I'm gonna tell you what's a beautiful thing. Not only was it a beautiful thing, it's the first time that they were punishing a team so much that they put the backup in. And on top of that, they didn't even allow them no points, no touchdowns. This defense have been so dominant, 72 or 70, I think 78 points on defense allowed. That is crazy. They've given up the third least amount of yards in a 3-game span since the 70s, since the merger. McNuggets was going over all these stats and how dominant they are. And the crazy part about it is they ain't even had the whole squad. Greg Newsome was out last week. The week before it was Juan Thornhill. Right? Like, it's ridiculous. We know what Myles Garrett can do. But when I was trying to tell people before, y'all need to put some respect on Myles Garrett's name, y'all wasn't trying to listen. He was running around here talking about, but G. Bush, Myles Garrett has another level he can get to. I just think T.J. Watt is better than him. I think this, come on. You saw what Myles Garrett can do when he's on it. And what Jim Schwartz has done is unlock the ability of Myles Garrett to play with reckless abandon. And I've been saying it for how many years? If you go back and watch all my old stuff, what did G. Bush tell you? G. Bush told you what Joe Woods was not doing. Joe Woods was not doing what he was supposed to. And it showed up in the way that his team played. I was knocking on the door with the 4th and 14 with Chad Henne. That was me. But G. Bush, you just got to give him some time. Give him some stuff. Let him work it out a little bit. No. We're not going to be doing that. Not going to happen. Not going to happen. And I told you, this was an opportunity for the Cleveland Browns to really prove that they were ready to go, that they were an elite team, and I believe they're playing like the best team in the NFL on that side of the football. And of course, if we're going to talk about it, if you're going to be good, you got to have a nice graphic for them, though. Step your graphic game up, buddy. Myles Garrett, crazy game against the Titans. 5 total tackles, 4 solos, 3.5 sacks. 3 tackles for loss. Hit Derrick Henry in the run game in the backfield. 5 quarterback hits. Let's say that together, boys and girls. 5 quarterback hits. You do the super elite. It's never been a question. He gets mixtape moves. First week he was playing basketball between his legs over the center. Went viral. This week he's going in motion as a defensive end. Am I over here? Am I over here? Am I over here? Am I over here? Where you at, G. Bush? Where's Myles Garrett? Call timeout. This guy is clowning. And the part that really is so satisfying is this. It's not the fact that it's just him doing his thing. It's other people having career years. It's other people like J.O.K. balling out. It's other people like Grant Delpit having great years. It's other people like Denzel Ward playing like he's a lockdown corner. It's other people playing up front like Zadarius Smith coming off the edge. All of these guys have now elevated their game. And I'm telling you what, this is transferable. Completely transferable. This is not some fly by night type situation. This team and this defense has all the tools, all the characteristics of an all-time great defense. All-time great defense, especially when it comes to the defensive line. And I'll give Jim Schwartz credit for this. How many times have you saw where coaches are old school to a fault? How many times where you just stuck in the past? You don't understand what it is to coach new age players. You could only coach one way. It's just your way or the highway. It's your system. And there's coaches that get fired every day running their own system. What he found out was when you get buy-in, when you give somebody an opportunity to have skin in the game, they're really going to perform. They're going to buy into what you're saying. If you give your kid and you tell your kid, hey, look, you want a certain thing. You want a car. You want an allowance. You want some money. You want some shoes. You put me together a plan of 3 to 5 things that you're going to do to improve in your school, your chores around the house. Write it up, bring it to me, and we'll agree on it. I'm going to sign it. You're going to sign it. So now, if you hit everything on that list of what you want to do, and you hit everything on that list that you put together, that you game planned, that you had an input on, you're going to want it that much better. Because if you come to me halfway through, I'm going to be able to pull up the sheet and say, hold on. We met and you told me, you wrote this up and said, this is what you was going to do. And when you have your plan, guess what happens? You buy in. You go harder. You're going to say, I take ownership. That's what we want. We want ownership with players, not just Jim Schwartz. We want ownership with everybody in the unit. And when you get that ownership, here's what happens. When they take ownership, people start playing to say, well, listen, I like Myles Garrett, but I'm not waiting on Myles to go eat. I'm hungry today. I'm a person like this. My wife is a great cook. My wife she went to culinary school. But let's make no bones about it. If I get home, I'm not one of them dudes to be, honey, did you leave anything out? Oh, honey, I forgot to leave out. So I forgot to thaw something out of the refrigerator. Give me about an hour. We can whip something up. No. My dad always told me, don't put your stomach in somebody else's hands. Listen, don't go over to the party or the picnic over here with your coworkers because their idea of eating is different from your idea of eating, right? They might have some finger food over there, some hors d'oeuvres, a little meat tray, deli tray. You might want to eat before you get there. Don't go in there with your stomach all growly. You like, I thought they was going to have some meat up here. I thought maybe some ribs or some pork chop. They ain't got the hamburgers. They ain't got nothing. Y'all got crackers and a veggie tray. Do not put your food in your stomach in somebody else's hands, right? I don't be waiting for my wife to get home like that. Well, I thought we were going to eat dinner together. No, you didn't put the meat out. I'll be sitting down. I got Grubhub. I know how to throw some stuff in there. I'll be on the grill. Don't wait. Don't wait for me. And it's the same way when you talk about the Browns defense. Don't wait for Myles Garrett to make no plays. Grant Delpit, I think it's a contract year for you. Anthony Walker, I think you on a 1-year deal. JOK, it's a show and prove year, right? Jordan Elliott, last year, your deal too. Maurice Hurst is on a 1-year deal. Zadarius Smith, 1-year deal. So these guys is hungry. They ain't waiting for Myles Garrett to eat. They want to eat. And that's when you get that energy. That's when you see they're like a pack of wolves when it comes to the football. And I love the way they move it out here. 358 people in here. Let me get rid of this. 358 people here. Hit that like button for your boy. Let's get to some of your comments. Myles Garrett, he's playing great. Who is it right now besides Myles Garrett? I'll throw this out to you guys. Besides Myles Garrett, who do you think is playing the best on the defense so far? Besides Myles Garrett. Slow hanging fruit a little bit. Let's see what you got. Woo! Let's see. We got a couple of memberships. Let me shout these people out. Sleep Leo says we need to resign Cooper and keep him the rest of his career. Being a great route tactician is longevity at the receiver position. As long as you can still get open and work the underneath routes and you're a good locker room guy, I don't understand why people feel that way. I don't think why we get rid of people. Bryce Outdoors became a YouTube member. Amen. Thank you guys, man. Thank you for becoming a member. And this definitely helps as well, man. I'm going to drive everybody. If you're just now watching this is a great opportunity over here at the Ultimate Cleveland Sports Show. We've diversified some of our programming. You got behind the scenes. You got behind the glass with our producer shows. That's Earl, Anthony, and McNuggets. You get the post-game show with me, Earl, McNuggets. You get the barbershop with just your boy Monday Monday and Wednesday, right? You're getting that too. And then you get Ultimate Cleveland Sports Show 11 to 1 every single weekday, plus the opportunity to be overtime. So we are doing something. We're trying to revolutionize this thing where we're trying to give you different variations of content across our platform. And hopefully, everything ain't for everybody. But we trying to make it where when you drop down on Ultimate Cleveland Sports Show, we got content for everybody. So thank you, Bryce Miller Outdoors, for becoming a member as well. We appreciate you. Dathan Wheeler, thank you so much for the super chat. We appreciate all of what you do and your support. And I definitely appreciate that, man. Frank Bennett says, between me and you, G. Bush, the ref was looking away and then seeing Cooper by the sideline and thought, oh, he must have been out of bounds and blew the whistle. But luckily we want that smoke. Much love. I appreciate you. Listen, they do that all the time. And I think naturally, people anticipate stuff. You know, I always tell athletes when I talk to young players, don't anticipate contact. Don't anticipate that he's going to hit you and you're going to fall. Run through that. Right? You know, you can run through that. Sometimes you could definitely get that, right? So let's continue to move on. Here we go. Willie Mo says, how long can this defense go without allowing a touchdown at home? Keep it going. I don't know, but I love it. I love the streak. I love it. I love it, love it, love it. Keep that boy moving. Captain Peanut says, let's give Z some sacks and watch our defense get kicked. I think that's getting her butt kissed on every sports talk show. Ooh-wee. I get what you were saying. I think you got a little typo in there, but I get what you're saying, man. I'm always love to. Hey, Carrie, thank you so much. And I listen, we appreciate your love and appreciate everything you guys doing. Let's get a couple more in here before we go to break. Listen, I am kind of fun to watch. I ain't gonna lie. I'll be funny. Sometimes people don't be laughing, but on the internet, I'm crazy fun. Let's see. Let me get one more in there. Let me get one more. Who's been balling? Bryce Miller Outdoor says JOK. I think JOK has been playing out of his mind. I think he's been playing. Listen, you know, when DeQuell Jackson came on the Ultimate Cleveland Sports Show, and he was talking about how he they had to cut him. When you listen to this man, these guys is flying around. I mean, he's downhill. He hit Derrick Henry one time. Derrick Henry looked like he saw a ghost. He's like, I know good and well this ain't the Cleveland Browns. I know these cats ain't just hit me in the backfield. I mean, it was rough sledding for him. He couldn't get moving. JOK, that speed he got is undeniable. If he continues to play like this, Anthony Walker even look fast. Anthony Walker come off a quad injury. Taki's looking good. It's just, you know, anytime in the past you get mad, I like offense. But now even when they say, you know what, we got to punt, I look forward to our defense. I look forward to seeing what our defense is going to do. I mean, it's just crazy, man. And I asked you, who's balling besides Myles Garrett? Who's balling the most? Hey, man, Allen, you know what it is. Allen says, that's your boy Grant Delpit. Zach says Denzel Ward. Free Tilly says Delpit. Christina, we got another Delpit. Clyde says Ward. Michael Moore, Delpit. Levi, Grant Delpit. Jimmy, Grant Delpit. Delpit and Ward. Ward has been killing. Grant Delpit. Man, listen, he's been. I'll say this. Grant Delpit is on his game plan. He looks like an impact. One of them safeties back where Troy Polamalu was playing. Not to that extent. Don't get it twisted. But the style when Ed Reed was roaming, Charles Woodson was roaming. I love me an impact safety, a guy that's around the football that can hit. He's been wrapping up. When Grant Delpit hit you going down nowadays. It's been crazy like that. It's just been nuts like that. All right, guys. Here we go. I've been teasing it all day. I'm going to give you an opportunity to win. Kool-Aid Mafia gear coming up right now. Get your pen ready. Get it ready. We're going to get it together. We're going to get your pen ready, and we're going to get you some of that Kool-Aid Mafia gear. We're giving out, we give out 2 shirts. If you don't win today, don't worry. I still got you in the list. Everybody's still in the running if you haven't won, so don't worry about it. I got a new code word for you. New code word for you coming up, and then we'll get to some more question and answers, and then kind of a little preview what's going on the Wednesday show as we do our Browns preview for the Ravens. This is going to be a big one. I need y'all to come stack in. That's going to be a great preview show, and we're going to preview because this is an opportunity for first place in the AFC North. With that being said, we'll be right back on the other side. Get those pins ready. We'll come back and get you an opportunity to get you some of that Kool-Aid Mafia gear. I told you, here is another opportunity to get Kool-Aid Mafia gear. All you got to do, completely free, and this is courtesy of your man, himself, G. Bush in the barbershop. Email me at gbush91@hotmail.com with the subject line. Here it is, the subject line, dog pound. Email me with the subject line, dog pound, before 12 a.m. September 26th, which is coming up tonight, and you'll be entering into a random drawing for a Kool-Aid Mafia t-shirt. Once again, code words, subject line, put it in there, dog pound. Email that to gbush91@hotmail.com by 12 a.m. tonight, and you will be entered into a random drawing for a Kool-Aid Mafia t-shirt. You don't want to wait? Maybe you just want your Kool-Aid Mafia t-shirt right now. You can get Kool-Aid Mafia t-shirts right now, hot off the press. We got 3X, 4X, 5X. I sound like I'm QVC. And coming onto the stage, this is QVC Z56800 Kool-Aid Mafia shirts. Ladies, these shirts are great for nightgowns. Men, you could wear a workout in these. And these are great for both sexes. And I'll tell you what, these things, we got them 2 weeks ago, and they completely sold out. Completely sold out. Get them while they're here. QVC number A61000. We got a 3-pay easy pay on this for 20. No, I'm just playing with you. You can go get it at bushlinebeauty.com/barbershop. All right, so let's get it ready to go. Let's get ready to go. Let's get back to it. And I think one of the reasons that the Cleveland Browns played so well, is because there was a situation with Nick Chubb. And we kind of went over, do it for 24, and they won by 24 points, and they did it on the 24th of September. All those things echo. But I think one of the reasons the Browns played so very well was because there's a lot of people that had to take the mantle, take the torch, pass the torch on for those individuals who need to be leaders. And I think Deshaun Watson took that to heart. When you go to the locker room and you look around and Nick Chubb is such a big part of what you do, I think it's inspiration for everyone. And I'm a person that likes to talk about the emotional part of the game, about the just the human nature and the human part of the game, because so much of that is football. Believe in me, I don't miss the physical contact. I don't miss the workouts. I don't miss any of that. There's a specific feeling you get when you play the game, and you just know it. You talk to any former players, and it's not the stuff on the field. It's the locker room. You just miss the camaraderie, man. You just miss hanging out with the guys and going out to eat and being on road trips and being in the trenches together. All those things are really important. And I think a lot of times when we talk about sports, including football, we eliminate the human nature part of it. And it's such a big part. When Nick Chubb went down, I was sick. Everybody was sick. Everybody was sick with Nick Chubb and how he was moving. It was hard for everybody. My mom and dad was touched. So I think that brings up a big part of it. And I think this quote says something about it as well. This is Kevin Stefanski. And he talked about what it was in the locker room and the feeling of having Nick Chubb. And he said they wanted to do something special for Nick Chubb. It says, talk about being a resilient bunch. We needed each other. The guy we don't have here right now, this minute, with us, but he's always with us, is number 24. He's getting this game ball because he's important to this team, this offense, this defense, this special teams, this team, period. Number 24 means so much to us. I'm going to hand him the ball. He's with us the rest of the way. That's Coach Kevin Stefanski talking about playing the rest of the year for Nick Chubb. I thought that was really, I thought that really hit home, because that really hit to a point where I think a lot of people felt the same way. And not only that, but Kareem Hunt coming back, and it was almost like a familiar face. It was almost like a high school reunion. And it just warmed my heart to see, Kareem Hunt putting the number on, coming back, and besides getting an opportunity to do it in his home stadium he lived right around the corner. So all these things are just, all those things I think kind of played into it. And I think Deshaun Watson from here on out is really going to take the role of leader. He's taking that mantle, and it's so symbolic that he played his best game after Nick Chubb was out. I think he put that pressure on himself to perform, and I think he came out on top, man. I thought he did a really good job. Let's get it going. I'm going to get some question and answers from you guys for the last few moments here before we get up out of here. 376 people here rocking and rolling with me. We appreciate you guys. Make sure you continue to hit that like button, subscribe to the Ultimate Cleveland Sports Show channel, and make sure you hit that notification bell so when we go live, you already know what it is. All right, let's get to some people in the comment section. Let's see. Any questions and comments? We're going to get these questions. Hey, one member for a month. Hey, Levi, we appreciate you, my brother. Kool-Aid on Mo Hurst, G. Bush. I love what Mo Hurst been doing. I love his. I love it. I love when he does that dance. I'm like, yo, fellow fat guy ready to go. I'm working on it, though. I got to try to lose a couple pounds, but I like Mo Hurst. I love it. Love Mo Hurst, man. Love it, man. Let's see. D. McCrary says, UCSS is nice because y'all get everyone involved. Of course. We passed the rock over here, bro. Everybody we got over, I feel like everybody we got over here is stars. Hey, don't be trying to play it's a lot of cats. Don't be trying to have our producers is multi-talented. They produce, they do graphics, they do shows, they come up with the rundown. Everybody over here, you gotta have a side hustle. Hey, all that just showing up, and you gotta have a couple jobs over here. You gotta get you some jobs over here, man. Ray Smith says, best conglomerate in Cleveland. We appreciate you, man. Let's see. Hey, I like this one. Hey, Tim, that rookie Cameron Mitchell held his own. That's what I'm talking about. We didn't even notice Greg Newsome wasn't even playing. Mitchell just snuck right up in the fold. Whoop. What y'all doing over here? I'm good. Snuck right up on in here. KR said, belly rubs. Let's see. Free Tilly says, we've never had a defense like this. Belichick's defense worked this good. Oh, no, they weren't. This is, and I know people go back to the 60s, and there's never been listen, trust me, it hasn't. I looked it up. I was trying to find impact defense. Like, come on. Like, no. This right here is different. Defense is set up for people like JOK and Delpit to flourish. That's why our coaching moves just as much as our players move. I agree with that, man. Hey, man, G. Bush would been balling for a minute. Hey, listen, I balling on a budget. Shoot, man, I always tell people this how they found me. I wasn't even supposed to be here. A quick little story. I wasn't even supposed to be on this joint. Like, to be truthful, they was looking for somebody in the mold of what I do. And to be truthful, they wanted Josh Cribbs to be on the joint. So this is behind. Josh Cribbs had other engagements at the time, so he couldn't do it. Shout out to him. He got to show with his wife or whatever. But they wanted Josh Cribbs to do it. For the most part, I was an unknown. Like, if you look at it, Bull was on TV for like 12 or radio 12 years. Only thing I had was the barbershop, right? One day a week on 92.3 The Fan. Jay obviously got an extensive background. Jason Lloyd was, Jason Lloyd was with The Athletic. He was with the Akron Beacon Journal. He'd been writing for a long time. Brad was an NBA player. Even, what's the name? Mike Pope Jr., he does stand-up comedy. He has something at Channel 3. So when you look at the resumes, I came in and it was like, who is this dude? Like I didn't have no nothing. I had no game film, But actually, to be truthful, I got found out by doing this. I used to do these Cavs post-game shows, and I would just do them. And sometimes it's hard to do shows when you just speak into the ether. And you know what I mean? Countless people do YouTube stuff, right? So it's kind of hard when you putting your energy into YouTube like this hard. Like I was doing this like at 12 o'clock at night after a Cavs loss on a Tuesday in January. And just so happened, the executive producer Steve said, "Man, this dude is he talk. I ain't never seen nobody talk for an hour." And I'm like, that's kind of hard to do, to talk to a screen for an hour. And he said, "Yo, you want to come on?" And I don't even think they plan on. I don't think they plan on. Like, listen, we'll bring him on. He's trash. We're gonna get rid of him in about 6 months. But I stuck, man. It just goes to show you, if you continue to work hard, continue to put your craft in, you get somewhere. Let's see. Jimmy, thank you so much. I got my Kool-Aid Mafia hoodie and wore it yesterday. Let's go. I appreciate you, man. You guys have been great supporting me. You guys are awesome, man. A couple more minutes. We're going to get a few in here. Myles definitely a 99. Whole defense is 95 or better. What about the Kool-Aid Mafia beanies and hoodies? I got the hoodies out there. Hoodies is out there. We can get some beanies in here. Hoodies is out there. You can check it out at Bushline Beauty / barbershop, man. / barbershop. Let's get one more in here. John Miller, I got one thing I don't want to see is the bandwagon dudes come November. If you ain't been here and ain't stealing the flowers, it just looks different. And it's all about the energy. Dog check as well, man. Hey, you know what? This hour is the fastest hour in the game. It just seemed like I just pulled up on y'all and now it's an hour. So what I want to do is say thank you to every single person that's out there moving around. I want to say thank you to the guys that subscribe to the channel, giving away memberships. And as always, make sure you follow the Ultimate Cleveland Sports Show, hit the notification bell. And don't forget, coming up on Friday, make sure you watch us live on WKYC TV. With that being said, it's your boy G Bush, and you never know where I'm going to be at. What you got to do is just watch, listen for the Clippers. We'll talk to you soon. Peace.